What up, y'all, and welcome to We Are Live
Urban Edition. Put it back on him.
Yo, what's up, cuz?
Biggest podcast in the streets.
When I park, I turn my car around and park in backwards. So that way it's easy for me to pull out when it's time to go.
It's the first time he's pulled out.
Yeah, because I like impregnating women and not being there for my children.
Classic black guy.
This is Hick and Hop.
What up, y'all? It's good to see you. That's my friend, Hop.
What's good, everyone? I'm drinking black coffee.
And I put a little creamer in mine because I prefer the lighter one.
Ha ha ha. Hey, man, how about traffic today? That was kind of whack.
Yeah, my truck was, it had something to do. What does that mean? You just agree and move forward. Feel you there, dude. Hey, it's We Are Live. We've got a great show today. Jeffrey Wilson will join us at 9 a.m. You know him from Conspiracy Farm with Pat Miletich.
Oh, boy.
That's a UFC Hall of Famer.
It is.
And they've been shouted out on the Joe Rogan Experience. They have a big following. We're excited to have Jeffrey Wilson in studio. You can debate that with Jeffrey, if the validity of
y'all
of
too
said
woke for me.
podcast.
I'm woke, but some of y'all ain't been to bed.
Fair or foul today. Did you write that? Or who is that stolen from? Answer the
Come on,
question.
how many fellowships do I have to win in order for you people to respect some of my writing? Come on.
Be twice as funny as me on one.
I'm twice as
segment
funny
today.
as you when I show up on the show. This is not even a debate. What are we doing here? This is silly talk.
Kind of funny you're losing your fastball whenever maneuver comes around. Maybe we've had it wrong all along. Maybe the straight man should have been Marvis Morel. And the wacky guy should have been Denny Dens.
I've been pushing for that for 2 years. 2 years.
I'm tired. I'm just tired.
Can't get Chris up on that doggone. Look, Chris, we do open mics every week.
We don't. We've never done an open mic night. Not once.
Ain't nothing stopping
one
you.
time.
You literally open mic every Thursday.
Not one time.
Every Thursday, you have an opportunity
one
to at
time.
least do 5 minutes.
We've got a morning melee today. It's an important one.
Let's see how we get back on the rundown. This is the only you and maneuver. This is the only way I can get back on the rundown. I get it.
Travis Terrell's with me. It's We Are Live. It's Chris Denman, and it's a Midcoast studio. Check out midcoast.media for more information on what we do here in Grand Center, Travis, in the .Zac building. You know what the studio text line is? We will read that. 314-669-1431 if you want to get a hold of us. If you want to comment in the Facebook section, we always like that. Don't you worry. We love checking in on that. Be sure to share the stream if you're tuned into. That helps us. We love that.
We do.
Joining us in the studio, Travis.
The corporate higher-ups like those numbers.
So do I. Look out. Mr. Christopher Gardner on the possum.
Where is he? Hey. Oh, there he is. He's going to talk. Here he goes.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Oh, there he is. There it is. About to happen, Chris. It's about to
And
happen.
good morning.
He's got it upside down. What does that mean? Oh, it's a news signal. It's a news signal. He's rolling up the W. He's rolling it up. He's rolling it up, and it rotates. Oh, my
Walnuts.
God. It's a walnut. Whoop, 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 whoop.
Hurt my thumb again.
Oh, I'm
it hurts
sorry
my
about that.
thumb.
The
to do
carpal
that.
tunnel. The carpal tunnel. Got to watch out
I have
for it.
tendonitis.
And this time of weather, too.
Damn it.
This season.
Do you need a me day?
It was probably, maybe it was from holding the Lime scooter yesterday. I rode to the lunch buffet.
You rode to a buffet on a Lime scooter.
Yes, and then rode back on the same Lime scooter.
Oh.
And you think that caused an injury?
Well, you know, squeezing the accelerator maybe a little bit.
Were you riding it hard?
I'm pretty cautious on the Lime scooter.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe overly cautious, and even at this time, I'm pretty cautious, knowing that there might be potholes around.
So you
I
ride.
didn't want to get surprised.
So you ride it for a longer time.
Did I what?
You ride for a longer time.
No,
Oh, okay.
I was only on it for a couple minutes.
Okay.
I mean, it's only like 3 blocks away where I was going.
Were your legs tired afterwards?
if you stiffen up, you'll have some cramping.
Do you feel it was an appropriate use of your time, energy, budget to
Yes.
scooter for 3 blocks?
Yes.
You did get some joy out of it.
You ever see that movie Wall-E?
See, that's just not. That's
No.
rude.
Is that the Is that a robot
Yeah,
one?
it
Yeah.
was, don't it?
All the humans are basically
Oh boy, don't do this.
confined
Don't say that about
to
Gardner.
floating robots, and they've all. Let me tell you something. Their belt loops are under duress.
What he's saying
Someday
is,
we'll get there.
We're
what he-
close.
He's saying basically like 2/3 of the people that live in Festus that go to Super Walmart.
Why you gotta pick on Festus?
Because
can't
that's
do that.
because that's what they look like. And Wally, aren't those not the same people? People who like always are in those motorized carts when they're going into Walmart. That's not South County.
I mean, that's kind of what's happening.
You know what? You want to pick on South County that way.
Yeah, I do.
Go into a city schnooks
It's true.
and then get back at me.
A lot of
Travis.
sugar in the feet.
And it's not that many.
No.
It's not as many.
Yeah. Yeah, there is.
More.
There may be some.
I've been around, you know.
Maybe,
Been to different places.
maybe some big and talls on some of them women. Sure.
I mean, that is a condition that could probably bring us all together.
That's also true. And that's why we need health care.
Not today. Don't get me.
I'm just saying.
I don't
I'm
just
waiting
saying.
for after the
today.
show.
I'm trying to get you.
I will be sending a tweet to Senator Flatbed after the show.
He's getting fired up.
After the show.
I like to politically
We'll also-
prod him from time to time.
We'll also trav you a very special documentary
Oh my, revenue.
film.
I might say.
Travis dove deep last night. I was a little worried. Saw an update at just after 8 or close to 9 that he was starting his assignment, which is great. But then I thought, ooh, if he stays up for 2 hours, he's going to be slow to wake up in the morning. And you know what? He proved me wrong.
It hurt.
National Treasure will be traviewed today.
Oh, it will be. It is the Lawrence of Arabia of our generation. I don't know. I'm not going to give too much of my trivia away, but
Yeah, spoiler alert, 20-year-old movie.
Nicolas Cage.
15.
Oh, my bad.
Nicolas Cage.
15-year anniversary.
A performance. I'm not leaving lying. Like, that's a performance. Like, just thinking about all the roles he had done up into National Treasure. To bury himself into that character, I have to admit, he went someplace. He realized that, man, the IRS are not playing when it comes to this money.
No.
I need to make some bank.
He lost some houses.
He lost some
because of
castles.
that. Lost a chapel.
Yes, he
I
did.
believe, because of that.
Kept the shrine to himself when he dies.
He's got a tomb and a gravesite already picked out in New Orleans.
That one the IRS
St.
could not
Louis
touch.
Cemetery.
But everything else, but you can see it in that performance in National Treasure. He's like, I gotta make rent. How was that, Nicolas Cage? I gotta make rent. Face off. Face off.
I recently got an annulment.
That's better. That's better.
What does it gotta sound like? You're like constipated?
I stated that I was too hammered. Did you see that? He got married in Vegas.
Yeah, he did. I
Yeah.
see. Yeah. Sean Connery was my partner in The Rock. That better?
You're just copying Chris's impersonation now.
That was watering down the watered down.
Face off. Face
always say that.
off. I just find that if you say
So
it,
that's
in
more of
the-
your own
Okay.
impersonation. So that's at least you own
That's
that.
pretty good.
It's not good, but at least you own that one. So, yeah, we can discuss his tomb. I'll give you my favorite lines from National Treasure.
Yes,
as
you
well,
will.
From Nick Cage in particular.
Are you worried about the Treview? Like this is something that's somewhat important to you.
Here's something
I know you hold Treviews
Yeah.
near and dear to your heart.
Well, here's something I must make
You
clear.
broke the booty scale last week with Midwestern.
Yeah, and that's nice, but I just don't care what Travis will think of it.
Interesting.
If he wants to enjoy it and enjoyed it, I would be happy for him and glad that that's the case.
Okay.
But it won't affect my enjoyment or what I get out of what is just a fantastic movie franchise.
Delightful.
15 years ago it was released.
Yeah.
15 years ago, Arcade Fire released their first album.
This is also true.
2000
Do you feel like you became alive 15
That's
years
how I'm
ago?
wondering if 2004 was the best year of the aughts. I'm wondering if 2004 was. Now, St. Louisans will say that the Cardinals lost to the Red Sox in the World Series.
Probably the
that
best
year.
Cardinals team of all time. too.
Yeah. Or at least of
Offensively.
LaRussa's teams, probably the best team he
Don't
had
you think that
as
that
Cardinal
team
manager.
could have went up against the some of the best teams ever though?
Yeah,
That lineup just was insane.
yeah. It was. Yeah, yeah.
Like
I agree.
Reggie Sanders hitting way deep in the lineup.
So it was an enjoyable team to watch for the most part. They
So
made
you're
it all the
saying
way to the
15
World
years
Series.
ago, National Treasure set the stage for the best year in the early aughts.
It might have been.
Okay.
I mean,
I
So
ain't
the
hating.
aughts, my friends and I had a good summer in 2006. Oft referred to as the summer of Bro 6.
Yes.
yeah. Oh, I've heard of that.
I've heard of
Yes,
it too.
Yeah. Would 04 coincidentally met you in Bro 6.
You did?
Bro 4 be something?
Flow 4 maybe? Get your
Flow 4.
flow going.
Mm.
Mo 4.
Move along.
All right. We'll push forward.
But bro, yeah, that was some good times. I won't hate. I'm not sure if I want to give so much credit to National Treasure, but I understand why it means so much to you after looking at the film last night. It is a powerful film about American democracy and what we can be as Americans, not Americans. People don't think about that.
No.
That's what we become, a nation of Americans, and that's not what our founding fathers had in mind.
You learned that from the movie, you think?
I did. I also was wondering if they're going to do 3.
Yeah.
You kind of gotta stop glossing over this whole slavery thing, right? Like you can't do
Speaking
a
of
movie.
slavery,
What?
What's the fair or foul topic
we got
today?
we got a
in which
number
we'll
of
give
things here.
$10 to Buzz's Hawaiian Grill.
So it is Confederate History Month.
Oh,
Did
there
you
we
know
go.
That,
There we
Travis?
go. I just found out that they get an entire month.
Yeah. How many? 30 days?
Mm-hmm.
30 days?
30
this month?
days. 2 more days than Black History Month.
Interesting. Yeah, we learn things about, Confederate history, like, they were fighting for what is it? States' rights? Is that?
That is
Is that the case?
That is what I am told by a particular American political party.
Oh, okay. So states' rights. It's pluralized. States' rights.
Yes.
I don't know. It just seems like they were fighting for one right, though. but
I would have
man,
thought
who
that
am I? I'm
too.
not a historian.
I sure ain't.
I'm not a historian. I don't know.
I don't read the Google boxes.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what's this lost cause that some people discussed. I don't know.
You sure you know one discussed in Farmington?
But with it being Confederate History Month,
Excuse me?
Huh?
how's that water? Okay.
Delish.
With it being Confederate History Month, I thought we could do fair or foul because this has been a hot topic for people
Yeah.
the past year, 2 years, more than a year,
Yeah.
3 or 4 years, I guess.
Yeah.
Removing Confederate monuments from public spaces. Removing Confederate monuments.
Now,
from
Travis, you're
public
for
spaces.
this. You're for them staying, correct? You say live and let live, if I remember correctly.
Man. Must be got me mixed up with A-Train. I don't be saying such foolishness.
And there you go, right there.
Burn it down. That's what I say.
That was that is the monument to the Confederate dead that was in Forest Park that they removed, and I guess it is now being housed at the Missouri Civil War Museum out near Jefferson Barracks. I don't know if it's on display or not.
I guess my thing would be I understand if you have, don't not tell the story, but don't get mad if people that are paying the same taxes as you don't care to see it and they're walking the park. It's an interesting one. So we're going to take a comedic take on it. Fair or foul topic today, Confederate statue
we
removal.
might-
WAL at weareliveradio.com is where you email. Let's get a bunch of submissions in today. What do you say?
Travis and I might try and visit this thing.
Oh, boy.
If it's or at least the area that it is.
Yeah, we wanted to do a tour of, I think, one of their museums.
Yeah, where
of,
it is.
of things you're not, the things that you're like, oh man, that's what that is. We do that.
I know it's essentially I'm always curious to hear how history is told. So I've said this before that look, if you're going to keep the statues up, let's make a large plaque right next to said statue that explains the atrocities and horrors that actually took place during that time as well.
I really
Trying
should
to
have.
Paint a complete picture, because you're right. You want to tell the story. The problem is those statues only tell part of the story.
Yeah, and I hope they make clear it was for states' rights.
Right. Yeah,
Well,
I want them to articulate what it was, because we
Well,
like to put little
and
hashtags.
I don't think we
and-
need to explain Jim Crow, though.
No,
I mean,
of course not.
That's probably not
Jamie
necessary.
Moyer's fancy foyer wants to clear it up, and I agree with him. The South was just fighting for wasn't just fighting for slavery. It was about states' rights, specifically sibling marriage.
Oh, so that's why it was pluralized. Okay, so there was more than one right. Okay, I stand correct. Like I said, I am not a historian.
How's it feel? Does that burn a little?
No, because I pleaded my ignorance to begin with.
Snowflake.
What is that? I don't
know.
understand that.
I've never called someone a snowflake, and it felt right.
I didn't know how to respond to that one.
Yeah, I got him, didn't I, Trav?
That was good. That was good.
You just call someone a name that doesn't make sense with what they're stating, and it
But it-
confuses
I
them.
got
Right,
his ass.
that and
Confuses them and diffuses the situation.
And if you say it right, it sounds degrading,
Yeah.
right? Pff, snowflake, like dismissive. Yeah.
I am unique. I am different. Mm-hmm. Is that what you mean?
Yes.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. No?
Nope.
I mean, you can't handle it, wuss. What's
Oh,
the
okay,
melee
that's what-
today?
The melee is revolving around the Trevio. We're going to ask a question about Nicolas Cage and another actor.
Do we need to take away some freedoms from Mr. Gardner over there?
Yes.
Do you think he's going a little off the rails at times?
No,
Like,
I think this
is
is kind of what I anticipated. I saw this about 2 months ago, and I said, when the reins are free, the stallion will roam through the prairie. And it's done just that.
I don't know what that means. But, okay.
He was roaming on that damn lime scooter yesterday.
Now, do your Nick Cage impersonation again, Travis.
Face off!
Okay.
Face off!
Okay.
You sound like Michael Scott on The Office trying to do whenever they were doing the business seminar. Whenever Andy had him come in, and he was the
he was Mikos.
Milos, the Greek businessman.
Yes.
There's a little Milos, the Greek businessman in your.
But you got a
Nick
little
Cage.
face off. Okay, that's my Nick Cage.
Well, in Face Off was Nick Cage and who?
John
John
Travolta.
Travolta.
So the melee question is this: would you
Okay.
rather have the life of Nicolas Cage or John Travolta? Your options: Nicolas Cage, John Travolta. That's your melee for today.
That's a good one.
And you accept all the good and the bad with
Yes.
either.
Yeah, bankruptcy with one, Scientology with another.
Scandal. Massages.
Yeah.
Why you gotta say it like that?
Because it was in italics.
Oh.
Massages.
Oh boy.
So that's where we're at.
Everything. The movies they've made, their filmographies, and their personal lives. You have to
Lives.
decide. Lives, yes. Thank you. And know this about Nick Cage. I mean, he is a Coppola.
He is a Coppola.
He went to Beverly Hills High School. So even take into account what his their adolescents were like.
Right.
I mean, I don't want to influence the voting by any means. Head to Twitter at We Are Live Radio and do that. I think you go with Cage because he parties hard and he's oblivious to his cageness. He thinks he's Nick Cage raising Arizona and other great performances from him. We see him as drunk Ghost Rider.
Because he is. And then I think, see, now I would disagree. I'm thinking Travolta only because I believe in the power that, whether real or not, that comes from being a part of Scientology. Because no way John Travolta should still be able to make movies, considering he hasn't had a hit film in well over 20 plus years.
Oh, tell that. No. What would you call that gangster movie that's at 0% on Rotten Tomatoes that came out this year?
My point,
And
exactly.
you know what? I lost confidence in him when I saw him play Robert Shapiro in the OJ.
He was the
television
only-
He would
show.
say that was highly acclaimed.
Yeah,
But
Right.
that was an awkward. He made his face do like weird things. His mouth looked all weird.
What about the film Michael?
Michael, I thought was okay.
We gotta look at the Rotten Tomato score on that one. Michael,
I
no
think we
way that's
did.
over
You guys
40.
had
I
it
think we
recently
did.
in Dogs
70
on
I think you're
Film.
right. No way that was 70 something.
I'll
think it
look it
was.
up.
No, Michael. I think Michael was like in the 30s, bros.
I loved it so much I got a tattoo.
That's not the same Michael.
You have angel wings?
I got St. Michael thanks to John Travolta's performance.
Michael is a 38.
That's what I'm gonna say. Come on.
I thought it was one that surprised
Oh,
us.
I remember that score because I even thought it was a little bit high for 38%.
I think it could do better than a 38.
What was what was the last good John Travolta movie? Phenomenon. And that had to be what, mid 90s?
Surprised
Oh,
you said
phenomenon.
Pull that one up. When was that was the last good John Travolta movie? I'm not even picking on John Travolta, but
I'll
I'm
tell
just
you this.
saying
He's-
that for a guy to have consecutive bombs, as many that he has had, and still be able to work in Hollywood, that's crazy to me.
that. Okay, it's got a 50% on Rotten Tomatoes.
So when was his last good movie? What's his best? I'm assuming Pulp Fiction?
We can pull this up.
General's Daughter?
Forgot that movie existed.
I mean, Face Off. But Face Off is, I know, is 20 plus years old.
Well, that was like bad good.
Right.
nobody-
So that
Face
wasn't
Off-
good. Was it?
I believe Face Off has a good rating on Rotten
I
Tomatoes.
bet you Face Off has at least over a 60.
I believe it does.
I think it has over a 60.
I think Face Off has a.
What are you going to say? Broken Arrow?
Oh,
Or
no. Hang on. He was in a movie with a 97% rating in 2012.
Called.
Paul Williams, Still Alive. But
Fa-
then he followed that up with Trading Paint in 2019 with 0.
Are you ready for Face Off's Rotten Tomatoes rating?
Okay.
92.
Shut up. That's terrible.
92.
Rotten
That's a sick
Tomatoes,
joke.
you're
I'm looking
high.
right at it.
You're drunk, and you are rude.
Paul Williams, Still Alive, 97%.
I want to question his role in that one, too.
Audience has it at 78.
So that's pretty decent then. If you.
But no one's heard of that movie. So that has to be, how many reviewers? Like 8? How many people actually saw the film?
Dick Clark, Johnny Carson. Okay, so this is like a documentary or something.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
So
I'm
he
about
probably
to
just
say.
spoke on it
Yeah, he
briefly.
probably said some words on it. That doesn't count.
The
He
documentary
was in
is like
Carrie. It's a 93%.
Carrie.
that movie.
1978.
I'm about to say it's 78?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, man. What was the last? No, we need to find John Travolta's last hit.
Is it Face Off?
Is Face Off his last hit?
I mean, depends on how you look at
All right, he said 90. You said 93%?
92%.
92%. All right, so when did Face Off come out? It had to come out like 98.
97.
97. Oh.
it. Oh, boy. Here you go. Here's his filmography. Oh, he was in a movie called In a Valley of Violence in 2016. It has a 76%. So here you go. Ready?
Okay.
2019. Trading Paint. 0%. 2000
Trading Paint? What is that?
Maybe it hasn't come out yet.
Okay.
2018. Speed Kills. 0%.
Oh, Jesus.
Gotti. We use the lead.
Yeah.
0%.
Oh, no. That was directed by E from Entourage.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
I think
Jeez.
everybody's post Entourage career is appropriate.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
It
I
makes
mean, it's-
sense.
yeah.
Yeah.
Turtle got skinny. Thought he could do it. Life on the Line.
Turtle's on Power,
2016.
though, so that he still acts.
Okay.
He's on a still popular
So
show.
he's real.
Yeah.
0%. Life on the Line.
Jesus.
76% in A Valley of Violence. He played a guy named Marshall. 2016. I Am Wrath. 2016. 11%. Criminal Activities. He's an executive producer, and he played Eddie. 2015. 48%.
Jesus.
The Forger.
This is hard to do.
That's what I'm
2000
saying. But that's what I'm saying. Who's life? And I get what you're saying with Nick Cage, but I'm saying with Travolta, what we're learning is he has built such a foundation for whatever reason, Scientology or not, he is able to withstand bomb after bomb after bomb after bomb and
Black
still
Sheep.
be able to make movie.
Black Sheep asks Swordfish.
What was that? That had to be what,
90s.
2002?
Killing Season, 11%, 2013. Savages, 51%, 2012. This Paul Williams Still Alive thing, yeah, he played himself. That was a documentary.
No,
at
it doesn't
97%.
count.
From Paris with Love, played Charlie Wax.
Yeah, I remember. Oh, God, that was an awful film.
37% in 2010.
Did not know it existed.
Yeah, he was like a terrorist.
Old Dogs. What's Old Dogs?
Oh, is that with Martin Lawrence and like Steve Buscemi?
I thought that was a different one. Old Dogs.
That's the one of the bikers, right?
No, is it?
I think that's the Old Dogs, the one when they're bikers. I think it's John
Two
Travolta,
best
Tim
friends.
Allen, Martin Lawrence, I
No,
think.
that's a different one.
No?
Two best friends, one unlucky in love, divorcee, and the other a fun-loving bachelor.
That was
Their
Old
lives turned upside
Hogs.
down.
I'm thinking Old Hogs. Whoops.
Robin Williams
Well, there
and
goes
Seth
me.
Green and
What is-
Lori Loughlin
What?
were in
Oh.
Old Dogs.
Who paid to get that one made?
Really?
Who paid to get that one made?
Yeah.
Robin Williams, like the Robin Williams was in that? Oh,
They were the two
no.
stars. They were the old.
Old Dogs. Oh,
Hogs.
There goes me
no.
pitting old dogs versus old hogs against one another in Dogs on Film.
There it is.
We blew it. The
bad.
Taking of Pelham, 1, 2, 3.
Oh, that was with Denzel Washington. That was good.
51%. Oh,
Ouch.
we forgot about Bolt.
Oh, yes, he was a voice in Bolt. That was
89%.
that
He
doesn't
was
count,
Bolt. He was
though.
the lead. Yeah,
He
it
was
does.
the damn dog. That
Does that
doesn't
count?
count. That doesn't
Yes,
count.
it does.
I don't
That
think
does
it
not
Oh, I'm
count.
sorry. You don't give Mike Myers credit for Shrek?
We really don't.
Yeah, you do.
We give him more credit
Not
for
really.
it.
Did you
hear Chris
Yeah,
Farley was the
no,
original
no,
voice?
We usually.
I don't think voice acting counts as much.
And then when we
He
think
blew
about the
it.
actors
He blew
in
it.
that,
He went from.
he was a dog.
Okay,
in
here we
Bolt.
go. Here we
I
go.
don't remember Bolt
Lonely
talking in
Hearts.
that movie.
No, Lonely Hearts. Wild Hogs, 14% in 2000.
So he did an Old Dogs and a Wild Hog. That's why I was confused. That's messed up.
But we can't. But
No, that ain't my fault, man.
Travis,
he
you're-
did a Wild Hogs and an Old Dogs.
You're
How
not-
am I not supposed to know?
Travis, you're a numbers guy. In 2007, that made 168 million. Wild Hogs,
In what year?
2007. So here's where he screwed up.
Why?
His agent somehow pulled this off because he got Hairspray.
He was a
91%.
woman.
That was a
He
huge.
dressed in
huge
drag.
win.
I forgot.
He followed that up with nothing. He followed that up with Bolt at 89%. The Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3, 51%. And then he slid back into it and went with Old Dogs at 5%. So there you go. That's been your We Are Live John Travolta introspective.
At least in recent history.
So we all just give him credit for his role in Pulp Fiction, right? And then people
Pulp
have reverence for
Fiction.
Grease.
Grease, Saturday Night Fever, Urban Cowboy.
Our buddy Rocchio, quoting Travis Eugene Terrell in 2016, "Shut down Rotten Tomatoes." Love Rocchio, by the way.
That's all I've been saying, man. That's all I'm saying.
Face Off is High Art from Jamie Moyer's Fancy Foyer.
That is an awful. They shoot a child in the head in the first 3 minutes of the movie.
And what?
In Face Off.
I
Did
don't
the
remember
kid
that.
die?
Spoiler alert.
Yes.
Oh.
It was John Travolta's son. Nick Cage blows his head off in the first 3 minutes of the movie. How is that 93%?
Oh, that's heavy.
It's called Face Off.
That's because they switch faces.
They switch faces.
His
That
mortal
automatically,
enemy.
you know how they say when you write your name on the ACT, you automatically get like 18 points? You should deduct
Saw that in Blue Chips.
when your
Check.
title has a slash in it, that automatically deducts your Rotten Tomato score 25 points. Face off. You can't have face / off as the title and get 93%. That's not fair. And you can't sit up here. You can sit up here and tell me that Face Off is in the same league as Black Panther.
Black Panther has a higher
That
rating.
pan-
It does, but that shouldn't be
that
considered-
pandering children's movie.
You son of a.
Do I know he's cute, Mom?
John Travolta.
Meow.
John Travolta's character,
Welcome to Wakanda.
he sleeps with another man's wife as that other man. You can't give that
Hang on, hang on.
93%.
I've been up for 3 days. That's sexual assault these days.
Yeah.
I'm looking at you,
It was
Bob.
actually
Looking
sexual
at you.
assault then, but
Looking at you, Bob Smuda. It's a deep pull for Andy Kaufman. Slept with a woman who thought he was Andy Kaufman on many occasions.
not cool.
Not cool.
So that's your
Where do we go from here? I'm
introspective.
about to say, I'm sure he'll end
Fair or
up
foul.
he'll end up on Joe Rogan and Chris will be like, oh, well, you know, both sides.
That doesn't even make sense.
Is he
What do you
dead?
mean both sides?
Is he alive? Chris, you know what?
No.
Oh, you're not going to let me segue, man?
No.
Cool.
Can we get Gardner a sponsored segue? I don't want you getting hurt on one of those Lime scooters.
I've ridden a Segway before.
We've discussed this. What do you do with your hair when you ride the Lime scooter? Do you let it flow,
Let it
baby?
flow, 'cause
What if a desperate youth grabs your hair for a hilarious joke that'll go wild on Vine?
Well, then Travis would be jealous of me.
There's no Vine, and I would. I absolutely would. I'm like, how many retweets?
Yeah, it'd probably be on the IG. Probably find it.
It'd be on Rex Chapman,
the
block
gram.
or charge.
Oh yeah.
I'd be like,
You
I'd be
would
so
hate that, wouldn't you?
jealous. Rex Chapman tweets you?
Would you take a dethroning off of a scooter to be viral?
It depends on how hilarious it is.
It depends on how hurt you get.
Travis, no.
got-
the end result.
I got health insurance
Oh,
for
okay.
now.
Oh, that was personal.
Wow.
Thanks, Holly.
Ooh, uh-oh. Post-it notes.
Way to have that plan ready to go.
Post-it notes coming your way.
Gardner's been doing some research, and he actually found out that Travis is the epitome of a normal American.
I did.
Thank you.
Congratulations, sir.
I am.
You are
Yes.
our country.
Thank you. I try to represent America as honestly
I'm
and
even
accurately
repping
as
Travis
possible.
today. Check it
Look
out.
at that. Brooklyn, that's where I'm from. New York, son.
No,
New
you're
York B. Am
You're
I
gonna
throwing
be
up
there
the
for
right
2
signals?
days. You're
I
going to
don't-
have a
do they
panic
do gang
attack
signals?
and snuffleupagus. It's going. It's going to be like, beat it, dude. What is that?
I don't know. Do they throw up gang signs in
I thought
Brooklyn? Do I need to
thought
be
you were
prepared?
okay.
Why? I feel like you guys are setting me up. I don't know. You guys are too happy to present a story to me. You said I'm an honest American. I'm an honest representation of America. So I feel like there's a curveball coming my way, and I don't mean Adam Wainwright. What is it? What's your research?
You did the research.
What did you discover?
Legitimately,
How
Gardner.
did I do the research? How did this work? What happened?
Oh, I didn't know you needed me for this.
No, I don't. I was just saying that you are normal. Gardner did the research. Share of Americans not having sex has reached a record high. Congratulations.
No. See, now here's the thing. That says more about you two idiots than it does about me. You two idiots are in relationships, so that means you two are not having sex as often as you proclaim. I, on the other hand,
You know, Gardner always walking around the office, "Oop, just did some sex.
exactly.
That's. I mean, if I know Chris
Let's do the
Gardner, that's
sex.
yeah.
Chris tells on himself every day on this show. Oh, I was in bed by 8:45, so I know you didn't have sex. So
Do you keep tabs?
this is more of a representation of you two idiots trying to flip it on me. I respect consensual sex.
I thought you
That's
only
my
respected
issue.
that ass.
No, see, I know. I'm in the Me Too movement. I recognize that every time I go out on a date, I don't need to look at a woman sexually. I don't need to treat her simply on her sexuality and her
I think
looks.
you're still a statistic involved in this, though.
But you two are in relationships. Why aren't you having sex? I'm single. I understand why I'm not having sex. What about you two? Explain yourselves according to this research.
Well, Travis, to be honest, you don't know when I haven't had sex.
And I know I can tell
He's
by the
always
way you
sniffing
walk.
around you.
I know when you walk into the room. I know the walk. I still know the walk, baby.
You know where people should walk?
Oh boy.
To Buzz's Hawaiian Grill
Yeah,
for
I
lunch
know
when
that.
it's
How
warm.
did you just-
That's right. Check out Facebook. Check out the Buzz's Hawaiian Grill page for all their locations. We're going to do some kick-ass video content with him coming up. Travis, will you participate in that where you get to eat in studio?
Yes.
Some of Buzz's delicious poke, maybe some stir fry, maybe even some musubi.
You know what I say to that, Chris? Aloha.
It's pretty good. Buzz's Hawaiian Grill, locally owned, ran by a wonderful family right here in St. Louis. Be sure to find their location on Facebook. They're out and about throughout the metro area each and every day. Cannot recommend them enough. Colton Wong enjoyed them. You should too.
He's off to a great start.
You paying attention to baseball? You on it? Are you
No,
getting
no,
upset?
y'all trying
5
to change.
games
Y'all
in?
trying to change the subject. We gonna get to the fact that y'all just told on yourself. So why aren't you two having sex and you're in relationships? Share with the world.
This is a false equivalency, and you've not done your research.
Yeah, I
sir.
don't know how to answer that question without providing some personal details for me that would
Would what?
Incriminate a woman, which makes Travis
make
anti-feminist.
make my significant other unhappy.
You don't have to mention the name.
Everyone
Of
knows
his
her
girlfriend?
effing name. I mentioned her on the show.
They don't know her full
No,
Careful
see,
now.
history.
you want me
Careful
to
now.
do that and put her in that position?
I would not.
That is uncalled for.
Speaking
Chris
of
is
positions,
actually
she's trying to get to those.
So you know what? I'll call her up and tell her that.
No, that's not what
Tell
I
her that's
said.
what you want
Yeah,
me to
like
do
that.
right
You guys
now.
broached the subject.
She
You
just
broke
texted me,
You just
actually,
what?
too.
You guys brought the topic up.
I just got an "I love you" with a kissy emoji, and you want me to put that kind of information out there
What information?
because you ain't getting none?
You talk about having sex with a succubus.
That happened.
See? So how is that, beyond the pale when it
Because
comes to this
that
show?
was a very difficult time for me, Travis.
Beyond the Pale, Gardner's favorite porno.
That was strong of me to discuss that incident. And instead, you're trying to shame me now, and you were shaming
Not
me
at
then.
all.
Boy, do I like having Matt Rocchio in the live feed. Travis is going to say the guts thing any moment, isn't he?
I'm not saying anything in regards to that. All I'm saying is
You
y'all
should
don't
be
know.
ashamed of yourself.
Y'all gonna sit up here and tell me
Yes.
that Americans are having less sex. Why are Americans having less sex?
Because they all think of you and get disgusted.
No, because people can't even get out of their damn car without busting their ankle. They're up too busy talking about belt loops. Like, oh, I drink sugar-free coffee. Look at my belt loop. It's getting smaller. You spend so much time talking about
And
yourself. I
what's
know
your
you ain't having
excuse?
sex.
What's your excuse?
I am focused on other endeavors in my
Are you
career.
trying to make your mind stronger?
That's what Cam Newton is doing, and look at him. He's an NFL MVP quarterback.
Gardner,
Yeah, that was before this.
Yeah,
Gardner,
but
who would have
still.
thought a guy who's worn a high school in West County's hoodie for the 17th day in a row wouldn't be pulling in sweet ass?
Where's that? And then all of a sudden, Wesley Bell gets elected. As a one East, what?
Chris shows up to the show dressed like the substitute teacher from Boy Meets World every day, and you're telling me that's having sex?
Yeah, and parents enjoy me.
Oh, no, they don't. No, they don't. They're not.
What source do you have for that?
I've seen Chris around other women, and they are not running towards that. So I know he ain't having sex. Y'all gonna sit up here and put me on the spot. And ain't nothing wrong with Chris not having sex, but I don't want Chris
what's
to walk
happening
around
here?
here trying to tell people that he out here like, ooh, and then Gardner's going, oh, people know who my girlfriend is. They know I don't have sex.
I'm really
know what
disappointed
that means.
in the lack of camera 3 rant there, Gardner. You kind of blew it. I'm going to say that.
Well, I was yelling at him.
Hey, he was yelling at me too.
You know, the nice part is we'll have 17 more opportunities throughout the show. Do we want to jump into Travu? I could
We
use
can
some
do
more
that.
Nick Cage in my life. Hey, what'd you say?
Hey, it's time for my Travu of the Travu's National Treasure. It sucks.
If you don't know why that's so funny, Travis, I'll explain it every time. We interviewed John Lovitz. It stinks was his line from the cartoon The Critic. Travis was trying to throw his knowledge out there. It sucks. Jay Sherman's famous line. It stinks.
Pretty close.
Travis, can you
Be early and you won't be late.
That's pretty close.
Travis, there you go.
Travis, can you explain how this works?
This works very simply.
Pull up the cliff notes because we know you turned the movie off after you sent the photo that you were starting it.
Guys,
I ain't watching this bullshit. Did I just catch him?
no, that would
Did I
have
just catch him?
That
Hey,
would've been-
I got to watch The Office for 740th night in a row. I ain't watching this.
I ain't
He's
gonna
mad
lie.
he
To
didn't
hell
do
with
that
Gardner.
now.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. I was looking to watch The Office on Netflix.
And then you remembered.
Then I came across National Treasure and go, oh yeah, I should watch that.
Here, can you at least tell us what episode of The Office you were going to watch?
I was on the second to last, so it was like episode 22, season 9.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
So I was gonna watch
Deep.
the second to last episode of the
Needing
series.
a good cry, huh?
Yeah, I just wanted to let some out.
You okay?
So the way the game, I'm better. Nicolas Cage got me right. Thank you, Nick. But we
Emotions are tough to deal with.
we review a product or a film.
I don't know if you heard, another one of my marriages failed. Record time this time.
And if I like the product, or in this case, the film, I will give it a rating between 5 booties. Anything over 3.5 booties, I respect that ass.
Yeah, between 0 and 5 booties.
Zero and 5. I have
Last
given
week, 6 booties were awarded.
6. I went the above the booty, and gave everybody another booty.
Yeah.
That's how good that booty was at the Midwestern. But today or last night, I reviewed the hit Disney film National Treasure, starring
Now, what's on his
Nick
back there?
Cage. Oh, Chris, I'm so glad you asked. That, my friend,
So we've got the cover of the film pulled up for those of you just listening.
This is the movie poster.
that's the movie that is the Declaration of Independence.
Are you aware I was set to play Superman?
We've seen the documentary, Nick. We've seen the doc.
Kevin Smith blew it.
This is a one.
Do you guys want to see the trailer?
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
check out
let's
the
see
trailer.
the trailer. Yeah.
Okay, let's find it.
If you're not able to watch at home, Gardner just weed himself a little bit in the studio.
Here we go. Trailer time.
Benjamin Franklin Gates, you are undertaking the duty of the family Gates to find the most spectacular treasure in history. It grew throughout the ages and moved across continents until it was hidden by America's founding fathers, who left clues to the treasure's location right before our eyes. The unfinished pyramid, the all-seeing eye, are telling us something. Keeping this treasure safe, Benjamin, is your destiny.
You're treasure hunters, aren't you?
We're more like treasure protectors.
All his life, Benjamin Gates has searched for a treasure no one believed existed.
Don't you get it, Ben? The treasure is a myth.
Dad, I refuse to believe that.
But what he thought was the final clue
108 years of searching and I'm 3 feet away.
is only the beginning.
The Declaration of Independence.
You think there is a treasure map on the back of the Declaration of Independence?
The map is invisible.
Why would we make this up?
Where's your proof?
We don't have it.
Riley, get down!
Did Bigfoot take it?
Word about the map is bound to get out.
Why did he have to wear
Ian's gonna try to steal it. 90 seconds.
button-down
The only
shirt?
way to protect the Declaration is to steal it.
What?
I'm gonna steal the Declaration of Independence.
That's the line. There it is.
Producer Jerry
There it
Bruckheimer
is. That set the
and
stage.
director John Turteltaub.
It is surrounded by guards.
So the guy, the
video
second lead in
monitors,
this,
and little kids on
has
their
been
8th
in
grade
this
field
series
trip.
and the
You
Hangover
will go to
series,
prison,
and
you know
not
that,
one
right?
person watching could tell you that actor's name.
Nope.
Okay,
You're
go.
right.
Get out of there. Get out of there now.
He's got the bloody map.
The clues of 10 generations
There's more to the riddle.
will reveal a mystery 20 centuries in the making.
Who wants to go down the creepy tunnel inside the tomb first?
Tell me what
Travis,
the
have you
next
seen
clue
this
is.
before last night?
I haven't seen this trailer.
What do you see?
This is pretty intense.
Nicolas Cage,
Good
That's Jerry Bruckheimer.
National Treasure.
early 2000 trailer. Okay, that last part probably wasn't the best part, but that was something else for a
So you
2004
feel good
trailer.
about this, Travis?
I feel good about my review, certainly. Just to give everybody, I guess, some feedback. Nicolas Cage plays some character named Benjamin Franklin Gates, a historian and amateur cryptologist, searching for a lost treasure of precious metals, jewelry, artwork, and other artifacts that was accumulated into a single massive stockpile by looters and warriors over many millennia, starting in ancient Egypt. Later rediscovered by, this is a run-on sentence, later rediscovered by warriors who formed themselves into the Knights Templar to protect the treasure, eventually hidden by American Freemasons during the American Revolutionary War. A coded map on the back of the Declaration of Independence points to the location of national treasure, but Gates is not alone in his quest. Whoever can steal the Declaration and decode it first will find the greatest treasure in history. The film debuted worldwide November 19th, 2004, received mixed reviews from critics, but grossed over $347 million worldwide at the box office.
You feel good about it, Gardner? You feel like Travis is going to take it down the booty hole you choose?
Yes.
Wait, what? Oh, sweet mercy.
I feel that way.
Like I said, okay, so the film you saw kind of opens up with, is that Christopher Plummer? I believe the actor playing the grandfather, talking to a young Nick Cage. So that really set the stage for me because you talk about the American Revolutionary War, the Knights Templar. So you go through all these
all over the
moments
place.
in history, and you're just like, oh, this is going to be pretty epic. And then they bring it back.
Did they
to
work
you-
Atlantis in? Sorry, I need to know.
I don't think Atlantis got worked into this one.
Damn it.
Yeah. But there was a moment where you really get a strong understanding of how it's going to affect our main character.
Maybe that's the third one.
Possibly.
Atlantis,
Get
National
Jason Momoa in
Treasure,
that one. That would be
7.
good. That'd make sense.
Atlantis.
Yes, sure.
They accidentally go to Atlanta.
I
said Atlantis, you idiot.
Hey, why is Donald Glover in this film? This is weird now. So that set the stage because the person who knows this history was the great, great, great grandfather of Nicolas Cage. And so now he's drawn into the family history and how it connects to the fabric of American society.
Right.
So he becomes a treasure protector.
Yep.
So he, of course, teams up with Sean Bean, which you know right away he's going to be the good guy throughout the entire film because it's Sean Bean, and he's always the good guy. And
Sean Bean is in what else?
Game of Thrones,
Oh,
Lord of the Rings,
yes,
okay.
several others. He always dies.
very, very, it's in a
Valiantly.
dramatic, over-the-top fashion.
It's in all of his contracts.
It's in his
fun.
contract that he
It's
dies.
kind of
yeah.
fun to be that
Oh,
guy.
Yeah.
spoiler alert.
He was also in 007 GoldenEye.
He died.
Did he die in that?
He did. He ended up being the bad guy. Yeah, so bad guys don't live in 007 films. Nevertheless, Sean Bean's in the
He was
movie.
in one season of Game of Thrones, half a season of Game of Thrones, talked about daily by people. It's
Every day.
people's favorite.
Yeah, he's remarkable. So, in the film also stars Diane Kruger, very fine German white woman.
Cousin of Freddie.
Maybe. And then that one actor that you just mentioned that no one can name. Let's see if I can figure out who
He's
he
literally
is.
been in 2 of the biggest franchises in the last 20 years.
I'm going to find
and I
that
couldn't
guy's
name it.
name.
Is it the sidekick?
Yeah.
Justin Bartha.
You couldn't have, I couldn't have come up with
I
that in
couldn't,
50
yeah.
guesses.
Yeah, and he doesn't even, he's like 6 on this. Because you got Nicolas Cage, Sean Bean.
But he's in all of them, right?
Hey, how about this? Mr. Wolf, Harvey Keitel is in this.
Yeah.
He's chasing down the Gates. You got John Voight when he's not pushing his birtherism theories. He's also the father, Patrick Henry Gates.
Does that bother you when watching the movie?
I kind of forget. It just bothers me that's Angelina Jolie's dad.
Okay.
That I'm more bothered by
Estranged
that.
father, correct?
Very estranged for
Yeah.
obvious reasons. Have you seen their politics?
I don't care about the politics.
They're like on the opposite ends of the earth. It's
She's
not
weird.
like, oh, I disagree with this particular policy.
I don't really care for how she went after Brad and the kids.
Oh, relax.
Brad, personal friend.
Diane Kruger plays Dr. Abigail Chase, an archivist at the National Archives who aids Benjamin Gates in treasure hunting. And she fine.
She had questions at first.
She had questions at
She
first.
relented.
Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
she
kind of
was
rude. That was
funny.
patronizing. She didn't have to do all that.
Yeah.
She was kind of rude in the early going, but I understood.
Well, I mean, they were trying to steal the Declaration of Independence.
but
to save the Declaration.
well, she also was a German. So, I mean,
I don't think she's German in the movie, though.
oh, okay. Okay.
He can't separate the two.
I don't have time. He said Pennsylvania Dutch. Maybe that was what she was.
Okay.
But the fact of the matter was that the first 20 minutes of film blows your socks off because you learn so much about world and American history.
I know, right?
So you're just like, oh man, this is a really enlightening film. Not only am I enjoying the action, fine white women, I'm also learning history.
It's fun.
It is fun. Things really start to get kind of muddy when they're on the run from the FBI and the whole shoot 'em up Jerry Bruckheimer thing happens.
Yeah.
He does that thing where we have unnecessary car chases and there are no cops around ever.
Right. Yeah, it is.
Ever.
That's tough for me in horror movies a lot where you're like, what are you going to do?
Like there's
And I was like,
generally
I don't know, a neighbor would have surely alerted the authorities
Someone
by now.
heard that
Yeah.
screaming.
Right.
Someone, does no one not see 2 large vans in the heart of downtown D.C. at night in the middle of a car chase? No one thinks that's weird.
Yeah.
Okay. But nevertheless, it does pick back up when we realize that there aren't just clues. There's an actual treasure. And so after a couple of people get kidnapped, guns are put in faces, threaten lives. At one point, Nicolas Cage jumps off a ship into the water and tells Harvey Keitel, there's a third option. Face off.
No, not face
Face. Oh, okay.
That's
but
wrong
there
with-
was a third option. And he jumped off the USS Intrepid in my home city of New York. What up, baby? New York, we in the building. New York, baby.
You went here. I'll give that
Yeah,
to you.
can I,
Try
just,
it again.
I may call this the New York cam. New York, baby. USS Intrepid represented our national treasure. So then they end up going to Philadelphia. Then they go underneath the church, and they're underground, and they soon discover the Knights Templar. Sean Bean gets shot in the face,
Why
I
are you
think.
acting put off by it right now?
I'm not put off by it. I just want to get to the end of this because I know we're coming up against it. The fact is,
We have more to get to.
On our podcast.
yes. So fact is, it gets real. Sean Bean does some sketchy stuff, but you know my man Nicolas Cage was gonna hold it down after discovering the treasure. Ends up setting them up to be caught by the feds. They become the richest historians to find treasures, hunters, protectors ever. Justin Bartha's character drives off in a Ferrari. Of course, Nicolas Cage has bought a castle for him and his new lady. They only been together for less than 6 weeks, but you know, white people always running on some, you know what, as soon as they meet something new. Oh, he gave me a little campaign button from 1972. I'm going to have his baby now. Anyway, fact
Probably
of the
ends
matter
in
is.
annulment.
Yeah, it probably will. Fact is, it was lit for history. Because
Can you clip that?
yeah, so because history is dope, but to be presented in that fashion really made me want to read more books in the future about world in the Americas. So the fact that it does that for me, I give it some points.
Booties.
Booties, obviously, but here's the thing: no brothers. What up with that? Can I get a couple brothers in this piece? You telling me that you talking about all this damn history? Not one African king or queen or civilization gonna come up? You telling me you're not gonna talk about any of the contributions that African Americans have made to American society and history? Not one can come up?
The Egyptians came up.
Yeah, and what do they look like? They all look like
Where's Egypt?
BJ Novak.
Where's Egypt?
It's in Africa.
Okay.
That's
found,
not.
They
That's
found
it.
green-eyed and red-haired
That's
Egyptians.
just. That's,
Sorry, buddy.
That was cold. I didn't appreciate that.
Well, I just responded to you with the fact that they have Egypt in there.
Okay.
Just from Africa.
This is ancient Egypt. It wasn't like, but I see
Okay.
where you're trying to get at. Fact is, I had to hit it in the gut,
Not in a good way.
not in a good way, for not having enough black people. But I respect that ass. I give it 3.5 booties. Respect that ass.
Okay, that's fair.
Are you upset? Was there Asian representation?
Hardly any of that. I don't think there was
Puerto
any
Rican
of that. There was
representation.
none of that.
Mexican representation? Native American representation?
No, definitely not that. That was odd.
Yeah, but go see the second one then.
Okay. Well, I was try viewing the first.
I know.
So maybe the second one, Book of Secrets.
Yes.
Can turn it around for me because
Do
I
we-
do
Well, it
believe the Book
does.
of Secrets is a thing. I do
That sounds like a
believe that.
Rihanna song.
That one gets into Native American culture.
That does. Okay.
Now, how
Okay.
about the Black Sheep wanting the clarification? Travis wanted more black folks associated with the movie surrounding theft. Got it. See, maybe you dodged a bullet
You
here.
didn't hear Nicolas Cage's comment in that trailer. He's a protector. Protect. Black people can protect history. We do it all the damn time.
Here's what I've been considering. I'll give you my favorite. Let me give you my favorite lines from the movie.
Okay.
First. I think obviously I'm going to steal the Declaration of Independence.
Yes.
That Nick Cage line. These are all Nick Cage.
That's a good
lines.
line. No, say it like Nick would say it though.
I'm going to steal the Declaration of Independence.
I'll take it.
Yeah, that's good. That's pretty solid.
I like this one. The Declaration of Independence is not a bargaining chip. Not to me.
Nice.
Somebody
That's
else.
conviction.
To most
That's-
it
that's
is.
it.
That's conviction.
Your average American that's not getting laid, it is.
That's a good one.
To Dr. Abigail Chase, played by Dan Kruger, he says, "I'm so sorry I dropped you. I had to save the Declaration." He dropped her.
Lets her know. But that's good. That was
And
a
she
strong
was like,
line.
"I would have done the same thing."
Yeah.
I like that line. A toast. Yeah. To high treason. That's what these men were committing when they signed the Declaration. Like that one.
That was good. I remember
That's
that was
pretty
when they were at
good.
the gala. That was good.
We're more like treasure protectors. I have that one on the list.
More like treasure protectors. Face off.
Face up, right, right. No, not face
No,
off.
okay.
It's easy to get wooed into that.
Very easy.
Another line to Dr. Chase. You're still shouting, and it's really starting to annoy. You would do well, Dr. Chase, to be a little more civilized in this instance. A little smarmy.
Very smart. That was
Like it.
but that's a good
Like
Sean
it.
Bean line. That's a good Sean Bean line.
Like it. So we find a way to make sure the status quo changes in our favor.
That had to be Nick Cage. That's a Nick Cage line if I've ever heard one. Say it in the Nick Cage voice.
Chris?
Come on, Chris, you can do
What,
it.
read it one more time.
So we find a way to make sure the status quo changes in our favor.
So we find a way to be sure that the status quo is in our favor.
Yeah, that's good enough.
That's good.
Close.
That's pretty solid.
You know, Agent Sadusky, something I've noticed about fishing, it never works out so well for the bait.
Yeah, I remember that's Nick Cage
That's
talking.
my favorite.
He says that to
Easily.
an FBI agent. He says that with a straight face to an FBI agent.
And
The
the
FBI agent slams his head into the side of a car door and says, "Get in the car, you piece."
But the Declaration of Independence line, stealing is going to get a lot of play. But I like this one. You know, Thomas Edison tried and failed nearly 2,000 times to develop the carbonized cotton thread filament for the incandescent light bulb. And when asked about it, he said, I didn't fail. I found out 2,000 ways how not to make a light bulb. But he only needed one way to make it work.
I want to meet that.
Like, how do you write
screenwriter.
that
I
and
want
then
to meet
hand
that.
it to your friend?
I want to meet that screenwriter.
and they don't just vomit on you
That's
from
right.
laughing so hard.
But I want to meet the screenwriter. I want
well,
to.
they're
meet,
obviously smart. They're literally like.
I
This
bet
was
you-
this
I-
was for the House of Mouse, Travis.
I want to say that had to have been a studio note. That had to have been
No.
an exec that said, "Look, man, we are pushing this history thing. This is what the people want. Get this line into this movie."
Now, one line I didn't mention, and I want to bring up a picture here.
Okay.
Because this is Nick Cage in his personal life. We mentioned his tomb. He still has his tomb even after the bankruptcy stuff.
Okay, so we still keep the tomb. Look at
This
that bad
is
boy.
the tomb in St. Louis Cemetery in New Orleans. And he's got a Latin phrase on this pyramid. Remember the pyramid in the
Yes,
movie poster?
I do.
Omnia ab uno.
Okay.
Is that a new car company?
I'm trying to think of what company, what kind of car they would make. That is a Latin line used in the movie National Treasure. So he's got the pyramid and a line from the movie in
That's Nick Cage's pre-purchased
Yes.
mausoleum tomb thing.
on his tomb.
Got to keep the kids away from skateboarding on it.
It's something like everything comes from one or something along those lines. Is what it
Okay.
is translated.
Nick Cage is.
Congrats on knowing that Una means one.
Uno. Yes.
Yes.
So he's got that tomb, and now he has a National Treasure themed tomb in a way.
Is he gonna be? You
considering
think he'll be buried with his treasure? You think he bought treasure
to put in there?
and to put in there so
I
people
would hope so.
How cool would that be
That'd be
if
fun.
during his eulogies people are talking in code, and you have to use that to discover where Nick Cage buried the treasure?
Now Jess and I are going to New Orleans in September. That's the
Okay.
plan. I'm gonna definitely visit that. I might get a copy of the Declaration of Independence and do some photo ops down there.
Do you think that? Do you think those actually still exist? And I guess we can get into it with Jeffrey next hour. But do you think treasure maps to real treasure,
Yeah.
like what is Knights Templar in
Yeah.
the film, do you think those kind of treasures exist?
Yes.
Interesting.
Absolutely.
Interesting.
In this country, still too.
I wouldn't doubt
The
it.
Southwest, in particular.
I was going to say the South in general.
I think the Southwest is where you want to.
Okay.
And he's not even talking in code. He's literally just telling you where it's at.
That's true.
That's where you want to be.
Okay.
Multiple treasures.
Okay.
Another idea. Turning 40 this year.
Yeah?
Weighing what I should do for the birthday bash. Considering
Invite everybody the night before.
Travis. I'm thinking
Yeah,
about
yeah, I
what if
definitely
I
want you there.
rent out a movie theater and see if they could do a private viewing of National Treasure.
I'm there.
We can't have. I think open it to the public, and we do it at the Esquire.
No,
and
invite your
Travis will be uncomfortable
Oh.
because people will be cheering too
You
loud.
need Ronnie's. You need Ronnie's.
Does it have to be in city limits?
That would be preferable.
You self-hating son of
I
a...
mean, yeah, that's fine. That'll work.
I never saw National Treasure in the theater.
So you should definitely
That
rent
sounds
it
like
out.
such a theater movie.
And
I wanna
everybody
see it in
should
the theater.
everybody should dress up as their favorite character from the film. We do some cosplay.
You just have people showing up as different Nick Cage characters. Ghost Rider, huh? Are you the weatherman? The Weatherman, fine film.
Are you Castor Troy? Face off.
Face off. People
What about long-haired Nick Cage in Con Air?
Yeah, I think people absolutely misunderstand.
When he breathes the air. I was a Green Beret. It was illegal for me to kill someone in a bar fight.
I'm gonna take back my bunny.
Come back, yeah.
What?
Come as your favorite Nick Cage character
Yes.
from a movie. And
Yes.
we'll watch National Treasure together.
Okay. Do we need to plan your birthday out anymore? I think that kind of does it.
Yeah, that's pretty
Bring your
good.
favorite reptilian quote. I don't know.
It reminds me of Neighbors when he has a Robert De Niro movie night and everyone dresses up as Robert De Niro, but Gerard Carmichael, their one black friend, shows up as Al Pacino. He just starts saying Robert De Niro lines as Al Pacino. That's exactly what's going to happen with this. So I want this to happen. Just so people can just show up. John Travolta at National Treasure.
No!
That's not what. No, this is what?
I get angry and kick everyone out.
You just start
Throw a tantrum.
pouring out people's alcohol. Yeah. What is happening? This is
You
the worst.
assholes!
This is- My bad.
You want to see a tantrum?
That would be
My
the
parents
ultimate
are there. My
birthday.
mom's trying to
Yeah.
calm me down. I'm going back to being like 10 years old.
Chris Gardner throwing a fit on his 40th birthday.
40. Grandma Evans in the background. I knew it was going to happen one day.
Birch in the comments. Put down the bunny.
Put down the bunny. What? Ah!
Was he in Gone in 60 Seconds?
Yes.
Dude, Nick Cage, you're kind of cold, man. Did you know I married Elvis's daughter?
That was his thing.
So did Michael Jackson. She told me he was packing.
How about that for an Eskimo brother?
Let's.
say
I'm
it
gonna
that
hit
way.
that one. You know what? I need to cleanse my palate with some good information. We're talking about treasures. We're talking about maps. Use Google Maps to get to Gateway Powder Coating in O'Fallon. That's right. Sponsor of We Are Live. Gateway Powder Coating. They are here to help you. Fast, durable, affordable. It's time, people. Get that damn furniture that's metal in your backyard looking right. If you got a smoker, needs upgraded. These are very simple things. If you have large-scale industrial products that need powder coated, you, your friends, your enemies recommend Gateway Powder Coating. That's gatewaypowdercoat.com. Cannot say enough good things about Mark and his team out in O'Fallon. Again, Gateway Powder Coating, fast, durable, affordable. They're here for you. Gatewaypowdercoat.com, your number one resource for powder coating in the Midwest. Don't be driving around with your broke-ass wheels, Travis. Get them touched up at Gateway Powder Coating. Let's see. One more from Jamie Morgan's Fancy Four before we go to the break. Hey, man, he showed up as Sam Jackson's character from Jackie Brown and quoted good characters from Pulp Fiction. That'll do it for the first hour. It's We Are Live. We're going to be back on the other side with the Conspiracy Farm's Jeffrey Wilson.